Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about setting up Google My Business for further local SEO for your website. Now, Google My Business is very useful, very powerful tool for getting your business up with the local SEO. So it's very important, that after you've set up your website, you've made it fast, you've designed it, it looks good, you've set up everything on the background, you've set up your website, you've set up the SEO onto your pages, and you've just done the absolute best that you can to make sure that everything on the website is going well. Then you can go to the external factors just to assist with your local SEO. And one of those external factors is Google My Business. Now, first and foremost, my one of my top advices or good tips, right, is that you have a consistent name across the board. You know what I mean? So make sure that your company name, your brand name, or your business name is the same, and the slogan or title of it is also the same across the board. So wherever you go, wherever, okay, let's say for an example you go to a directory, all right, and then you add your details for your website. Make sure that it's the same. You know what I mean? PC, hardware, online store. Just make sure that everything is the same. There's no difference. It should be the same number, the same address. Just try to keep it as consistent as possible everywhere, each and every place. You know what I mean? Just try and get as consistent as possible. If you can do that, then that will assist you with your SEO. So if you're going to do your social media, just make sure that it's the same. If you're going to do everything, just make sure that it's there. It's going to be very helpful for your local SEO. And then once you start creating your Google My Business, then there are a few things that you have to make sure to set up. All right. Now, first and foremost is you have to put the picture of the services, a picture of the office, a picture of the items, and so on and so on. Then it's best to have reviews, so just ask your past customers, friends, family, to also assist with adding some reviews. All right. Now add the services, the service options, so the in-store shopping, the delivery. The address must be the same across the board. All right, must be the same across the board. And then the hours open, and then the health and safety checks with the past, with COVID-19 showing up, each and everybody, is concerned about their own safety and all that type of stuff. So you can make sure to add these and just make sure that, when people see this, they are aware. There are also some options for those that need accessibility options for people that are using, like, what are those things again? I'm forgetting. Wheelchairs. All right, yeah, so for disabled people there is also an option to add that. So you could add that if your store or location offers the ability for you to just go out, for disabled people to use, and then also add the phone number, obviously. Then add the products. All right, add the products. Very important to add the products. Add as many as you can, as many as possible. And then also add categories. Answer questions. If people ask you questions, answer them. And then add a description. And then one more thing, add posts. Right, there's an ability to do posts for your Google My Business, so if you can, add posts. If you want to take it a step further, add Twitter. All right, because Twitter makes a very special search reach. Let me see if I can find this. Let's try something. Let's say Sean. All right, I want to see. All right, here we are. All right, so as you can see, if we search Big Sean, they have their own Twitter section here on Google straight up. So do make sure to add Twitter for your business, and make sure to add as many possible tweets as possible. Make sure that it's connected to your website. Add Facebook, but Facebook doesn't get this, only Twitter does. All right. Add Instagram, also Instagram doesn't get this. All right, and then just try to keep it, just try to make it as much as possible. And now I'm just going to show you how to get started in creating your Google My Business. So get started, say Google My Business. There's also an app. All right, so you could also do it using an app on your phone. All right, so then you can go create, and then you can follow the prompts to get started. So you can add your business name. Maybe it could be JHB Painters, Painters. It can show you other businesses that are doing the same thing or have the same names and the locations locally. All right, it doesn't show you all the ones that are available in your country. There are too many, so it just shows you the ones that are available in your immediate area, maybe in about a couple of kilometers. All right, so Painters, all right, HB Painters. Then you can click and go forward, and then add the business category. Painters, paint shop if you're a paint shop, and so on and so on. So they have a lot of options for the business category. So once you add the business category, you go forward and you add everything. They're going to ask you for your address, they're going to ask you for your numbers and so on. I would recommend that you give them mobile numbers, but if possible, you can also utilize the landline number. It's not a problem. All right, now once you are done, they're going to ask you to verify. All right, so I just want to show you a couple of mines that I have. Let me go in here. All right, so these are the businesses that I am managing. Let me just try and show you this one right here. All right, so they are going to ask you to verify. All right, and they are going to do this via sending a postcard to your business location if you are close to Google, somewhere in Ireland or in America or something. And then for most people this is not an option, so they give you the option to utilize the phone. So they'll call you, right? They'll call you, a bot will call you, and then they'll give you a code that you can insert and then verify. Otherwise, if you're using a mobile, they will send you a code, a PIN code, and then you can use that to verify. Now sometimes, 50% of the times, if you're still new and you're creating a new Google My Business account and you don't have many others before, there's no trust between the two of you, they will not give you the option to do a call or to drop a pin, and it can be very frustrating to get this. What they usually do is that they'll just give you the option for the postcard, and for most people this is going to be a headache. So if they send you the postcard option only and they don't give you another way to verify, what you have to do is you have to follow the prompts, add your location details and everything that you need to do, and then go forward with the postcard, and then wait for 22 or 23 days until the postcard fails, kind of you know what I mean, because it's supposed to have reached within 22 or 23 days by their standards. So after a month you can come back and check. You may find the text and call option now available. Sometimes, although this is very rare, sometimes they will give you the option to talk to a Google assistant, like an actual person in Google, and then that person will like talk to you, ask you questions, and all this type of stuff. They just want to make sure that you are like who you say you are, and you have a store and all that type of stuff. But this one is rare. It is very rare. But the video call option, I call it, does show up at the end of the day. So do keep that in mind. So once you're set up, once everything is good, then you can come through and you start adding your products. All right, so you start adding your products. You go here to info, you add your information, right? So you put everything, the address and stuff like that, the numbers and everything, the services, right? So you add all the services for that particular business that you do, right? So if it's a construction business, there'll be construction options. If it's a painting business, there'll be painting options. If it's like whatever business category you're in, unless it's very eccentric, you'll essentially get the option to add these services. But sometimes the option is not there, and so especially for e-commerce stores, right, or for like blogs, or for like news outlets, and because these are just like unique websites, and they don't particularly offer such options. So you can create your own services. You can add custom service and add your own custom service. So don't hesitate to set that up. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that if you're facing problems with verifying, also use the Google My Business app, instead of like using the desktop option, right? So use the app, Android app. I don't know if it's available for Mac. Sorry, not for Mac, for iPhone, for Apple iPhone. I don't know if it's available, but if it is, then you can try to utilize that too. And then so you register using that, and you might just get the option. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see what else I might have missed. For messages, you might want to turn on messaging and quote requests. All right, turn on that, and then there will be the ability for people to send you messages on Google, and just for like to receive various messages and stuff like that. It can be pretty neat. All right, and then you can create the posts and just make sure that you set up all the posts. So just do all of this. This is for your local SEO. It's going to be very useful. And then once you are done, you just wait for it to pick up within Google, but you should essentially be able to see it. Let me see. Just it again. Right. It should be essentially very easy. It should show up as soon as possible. As soon as you are done setting it up, it should show up here, and it should be available for you to see it. So once that is the case, then then you're in. You're started. You've already started. You're in. And then secondly, for your local SEO, just try to join some directories. All right, in my country we have Yellow Pages. All right, so you could try to join some business directories. I recommend you join at least 5 to 10 directories for maximum effect, because a majority of the websites in the local space, outside of those that have been giving out a good service and they've been around for a very long time, outside of those, they don't have much SEO in the background, and I'm talking about linking, backlinks. So just 10 business directories could be powerful enough to put you on top, but it's not so straightforward. Sometimes you actually have to do work. So business directories, all right, and citations. Add a couple of citations, and then you could also utilize commenting on blogs, like so on blogs, and just like utilizing that to link to your website. So these are just like basic stuff that you can get started with. If you have the ability, if you have a friend that has a podcast, that has, you know, a blog, you could try featuring from them and then just getting that sorted out. We do have something called Biz Community in my country, alright, .com, and it's a very, very useful site. And with this site you can actually do a guest post. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, you can do a guest post, right? And that can be, you know, this is a very popular website. A lot of people come here, and it could be very, very good. So it's available for quite, I think, pretty much all the countries in Africa. Yeah, and then there's also an international option. Right, so yeah, so just set up with Biz Community, and then from there it becomes really, really easy, you know, really, really easy for you to just get that SEO juice. So this is it for a basic SEO within my digital marketing tips videos. I know that I was straightforward with everything, but I hope that you learned something. I hope that you caught on to something. But this is just for local SEO, not for the deep level stuff when it comes to SEO, not for the SEO magic and everything. But this should be enough to get your website visible enough for you to be able to do something, you know, for people to be able to see your website. So I do hope that was useful advice for you, and that you'll take it to heart. Thank you very much.